Hello, welcome to class 4. My name is Tracy Deal with Tracy's Tenacious Teas. And tonight we are going to cover the party, all about the party. We'll talk about homework at the end. So first of all, we'll just jump right in. The checklist for a successful start. In your kit, you would have got the little black book. Everyone needs a black book. So read this from start to finish. There's tons of good information in there. It talks about what comes in your kit. It talks about every product that's in there. Talks about the Tupperware card, your Frank list. Lots of good stuff in there to help get you started. Read that and call your recruiter or your director if you have questions. Next, you want to decide how much money you want to make per week and month. Do you want to make $100 a week? Do you want to make $100 a month? 200, 300, what is your goal? Write that down so we know what we're working towards. And then review the Confident Start flyer. Hang it up in your office, in your bathroom where you see it every day. Hang it somewhere where you're going to see it every day and know what you're working for. Circle the items on there that you are going to want. So the Confident Start program rewards you in your first 13 weeks for just having parties, for making sales. So it's not based off number of parties, it's based off of sales, but they've got the average parties on there. So you can get so much good stuff. You can get the Stat Cooker and the Smart Steamer. You can get the cookware or an iPad. So circle the ones you want and hang that up and work towards those items, because the best way to get your Tupperware is what? Free. Okay, so the party is like your house. What are we talking about? All the parties have certain components. Every party has them, but they're all going to be different, unique, and have their own kind of personality. So the way I do it might not be exactly how you do it, but you might have some basic things that I do that you'll do. It's yours. It's yours to make it how you want. So some specific things that you want at your parties. You want to talk about dating. You want to sell the lifestyle, paint the picture, talk about all the great stuff that you can earn with Tupperware and what you can do and how much potential there is. The fun factor, of course, you want to sell, you want to date parties, and you want to recruit. That's what you want to do at your parties. So there's personality styles in your slides. You can kind of look at those and go through those. I'm not going to go through all those with you, or the different characteristics, but you have driver, influencer, steady, and complaint. So look at those. How do you learn? Are you a visual learner, auditory, or whatever that other thing is? By doing. So you see it, you hear it, or you do it. And this is everyone at your party. They're going to have different learning styles, so you want to kind of make sure you're touching on the visual, the auditory, and the doing. Have something for all of them. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. This is a process. So you want to make your list, fill your date book, party plan for $1,000 party, and hold the party. Every party has a potential to be $1,000, and why wouldn't you want it to be? Because that's a $250 profit. If you have $1,000 party, you might have another one, so you're going to be looking at your bonus. So you want to party plan that hosts the $1,000 party, and then hold your party. So your personal party schedule is the most important thing. The party is the most important part of our business. It's how we grow. It's how we sell. It's how we do what we do. You're going to use it for building your team, building your income, and building your confidence. Parties energize you. They're where you make the most money the fastest. So you can probably sit home on Facebook and post some sales, or share with your friends and family, but where else are you going to get where can you get $1,000 of sales in 2 to 3 hours of your time? At the party. And that's where you meet the most people. So you're going to meet future hostesses, recruits. So the party is where it's at. So in your hostess packet, you want your party planning folder. You want your cover letter. Mine talks about the bonuses. So if you do this, if you get $250 in outside orders ahead of time, if you have a dating and waiting, there's extra gifts for the host. Also talks about sales tax and shipping and how to calculate that. The current host gift sheet, available on the website. I put catalogs in there, brochures, and order forms. The half price suggestions sheet is a really good thing to put in there. And make sure your contact information's on everything so they can get a hold of you. So the next slide is the popular half price items. Why do you want this? So we're looking at the high priced items. So you don't make your 25% commission on your half price items, but your half price items do go towards your retail sales. So let's just look at the first one. It's the chopper. So it's normally $75, and they get it for $37.50. So you get $37.50 in sales credit, which goes towards all the things you're working towards. So it goes towards your Confidence Start flyer sales and your bonus levels and things. So you want them to use their half price items on high priced items. The Smart Steamer, the Mandolin, the Modular Mate sets, the Vent and Serve sets. Really focus them on those, because that's just going to help build your bonus checks and your free stuff through your Confidence Start program. So what do you take to the party? Your business kit. So I use my kit. That is what I party with. That is what I demonstrate. Your guest folders, 4 to 6 host packets or party planning packets, pens, your calendar, tablecloth, table, which hopefully your host could have for you. Take a money bag with change, because some people will pay with cash and you'll need to give them change. Gifts for the guests, gifts for your hosts, gifts for your games, recruiting information, your we talk about this in class 5, your folder with that or your envelope with that in it. And then check to see if there's any special promotions going on, and dress nicely. So what do I have in my guest folder? So I give everyone a folder at the party. It's got the full line catalog, the sales flyer, and the order form, of course. This suggests the half price option, the fundraiser catalog, the opportunity flyer. In mine, I have the opportunity flyer, the Confidence Start flyer, information on Fridge Smarts and Modular Mates. And so you can kind of tweak that to how you want it, and put your contact information on everything. And this is a really good idea. I don't have this, but I think I might do it. Put a label on the inside of the folder that says we accept Visa, MasterCard, cash, or checks. So people know, I like to say people who use their credit cards usually spend a little bit more. So if they know ahead of time that they can do that, it might be a good idea to put that in there. So arriving at your party, I show up half hour early. You do 45 minutes depending on how long or how comfortable you are. So you want to get there 30 to 45 minutes early, set up and get your recipe ready, what you're planning on making. And the goal is to keep your party in about 2 hours. Nobody likes to sit through a 4-hour party. So keep your party to about 2 hours. Greet the guests as they arrive, introduce yourself, get their names. During the demonstration, you're going to explain the products, features, and benefits. You're going to talk about it, why it's special, why you love it. Hopefully you're using your items at home as well, so you know about them, and how it works. So I always say use your products, because if you're not using them and you're just talking about them, your guests are going to know that you're just talking about it and that you don't actually use it. I love Tupperware and I use it all the time, so I can talk about it all day long. If you're demonstrating a recipe, highlight the features and benefits of the products that you're using to make the recipe. So make sure, if you're chopping something for your recipe, use your chopper. If you're slicing something, use your mandolin, and use those items as you make your recipe. And a lot of the items that you might want to have, you can earn in your Confident Start program. So fill up your first 13 weeks and earn those products for free so you can add them to your kit. I don't take much extra at all. I take my kit plus the stack cooker typically. Involve your guests no matter what kind of party you are doing. It's more fun when it's interactive. So if you're making salsa in your chopper, have your guests get up there, have one or two of them come up and pull the cord on the chopper. They're going to love it. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is easy. Remind them as they go, you know, you can get this. I say you can get the chopper at full price in the catalog at $69, or you can get it half price or free when you host, or you can get it for $30 when you join me. So I always throw my recruiting bid in there as well, but you definitely want to throw in your dating bids because you need more parties. Share the opportunity why you started the business. That's where I'm throwing in my recruiting bid, and then you're going to collect your orders. And make sure you collect the payments with the orders. The flow of the party. Start on time, end on time. So it's important to start on time. A lot of times you'll find someone who will say, oh, so-and-so will be here in 5 minutes. So-and-so said they'd be here. Go ahead and just get started and they can catch up when they get there. You want to reward the people who showed up on time by starting on time. So remember, your objective is to sell, date, and share the opportunity. So the product is awesome, the host program is awesome, and it's a wonderful company to be a part of. We want everyone to have awesome orders. We want everyone to want to host. So share and spoil your host. What is your host getting? Make everyone want to be a host. And of course, love what you do and share what you do and make people want to do what you do. Let's see, so next slide, when you arrive early to set up, involve your host. You know, she'll ask if she can help. It's kind of repeating here. Welcome the guests, start on time, do your welcome, your recipe, go over what's on sale. I always talk about, I use my samples and I take a couple things of what's on sale. I do my my recruiting game, so they ask me my questions, close the party, take the orders, and pack up and leave. That's how the party goes. So welcome and introductions. So welcome everyone. Thank your host for having the party. Tell everyone who you are and a little bit about yourself. Do your 30-second commercial. My name is Tracy Deal. I joined Tupperware 3.5 years ago just for a discount. I had no intentions of selling, and now I'm a director, and I've been able to leave my full-time job and stay home with my baby. That's what I tell people every time. Everyone gets a gift. This can be your citrus peeler. You can do this at the beginning. I actually do this at the end. And then you can choose something from the table that you would love to get for free. And then have them introduce themselves and tell us how they know the host and why they chose that product. And say, aren't you glad you came to the party? Feature and spoil the host. So you want to make everyone wish that they were the host. So, you met your host at so-and-so's party and she had so much fun. I'm so happy she invited me to her house and invited you guys over. Just for having the party today, she gets this special gift. And if she had 250 outside orders, I'm giving her this. And if she had this, I'm giving her this. And then if you do little extra things for your hostesses, do that now. And then after each time you give her something, say, aren't you glad you had a party? And so she says, yes, 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 I'm so happy I had a party. And then you say, I'm looking for 3 more happy people to say yes to free Tupperware. I want to spoil you and make you even happier. So this is just leading into helping you date at the end. You're looking for 3 more happy people who want to say yes to free Tupperware. Are you happy you had this party? Yes, I got free stuff. So you want to make sure you're making the hostess happy, and people will want to be her. People will want to get that free stuff. So getting new datings at the party is the easiest way when you spoil your host. So like I said, if the hostess is having a good time and getting stuff, people are going to want to be that host. So spoil her and make her kind of the star of the night. Be sure to let everyone know what the host earned. So I struggle with this because as I start to take orders, the person orders and then they go out the door. So what one of our other directors does is she puts a sticker on every order. So I do say to maximize a host benefits, she needs 2 datings. So she needs 2 of her friends to help her out so she can get this and this and this. But then if they're still around at the end, you can say she earned this much in free Tupperware. She's only going to be spending this much. Isn't that great? Or once the party closes, you can put that sticker on. So your host for this party earned this much free Tupperware and got this much half-price Tupperware, and it cost her this much. Do you want to be next? So do you want to stay in touch and buy your products when they're on sale? The best, free or on sale. I joined so I knew when the sales were, and I love that. We have a wonderful recipe that makes having a party easy and fun. Tupperware parties aren't like they used to be, and then you can list the special offers and events that you have coming up. This is kind of, I feel it might be a little out of order. So you hand out your folders in review, explain what's in the folder. So I say your catalog's in there, your sales flyers in there, your order forms in there. I need your name, address, email address, things like that. Talk about what's in I have the Confident Start flyer, the modular mates, and the Fridge Smarts information. So go over what's in the folder. And of course talk about the best deal is joining. So with your recipe, you go ahead and make it, and I mentioned earlier, have everyone or have a couple people help you with the chopper. If you're making salsa, let them do it. You want to get them involved. I oftentimes have, I say I'm talking about this, and I say who has it, and then I'll let them talk about it if they haven't and they love it, because guests tend to trust more of their friends or their acquaintances. If she has it and she loves it, that's awesome. Of course the Tupperware lady's going to say she has it and she loves it, but if someone else actually has it and loves it, then they know that that's a good product. Sell-in sets, create your own. So sometimes we have the big sets, the BOGO sets and things like that in the sales flyer. But if not, you can always have your own sets that you're promoting. What's your favorite products? Put them together, group them together, and give a little discount when they buy them. So we've got some recipes in here. We've got, looks like German chocolate cake, red, white, and blue salsa, fun party dip, or fruit party dip, and pumpkin dip. So just some different ideas of what you can do at your parties. I always do the salsa in the chopper. It's just a really good recipe, and it's a really good way to show the chopper. So what's on sale? Go through the sales brochure. I sample a couple of the products, so I get to take a couple of the sales items with me, and of course we sample at 35% discount. So you're taking some of those, or you can just walk them through the brochure, show them what's in there, because every lady likes a sale, so she might buy 3 or 4 of those sale price items. So make sure you point those out. Helping build party attendance. Heidi likes the stripper bag, and so that's what we're going to talk about here. It comes out only when you have X number of people. So if you tell your host, we'll get out the stripper bag when we have 10 or more people in attendance, get it out after everyone's placed their order. So you've got some gifts in the stripper bag, and your host gets to pick something out of there. You can kind of do whatever you want, put in there. If you've got some older gifts or samples that you've gotten, put those in there and take that. There's other ways, rewarding your hostesses for having X number of people there. She gets an extra bonus. So game time, ask me questions about my job. I do the envelopes. every single party all the time. So I have 8 envelopes with 8 questions on them. What do you like most about your job? What are some of the perks? How much does it cost to get started? So I pass those envelopes out and then go 1 through 8, and they ask me the questions that I want them to ask. So I talk about it. I love Tupperware. I give them probably more information than they care, because I can go on and on because I love it. And then I do the index card afterwards. So this, we have the door prize slip here. Mine is very similar. I just go through, write your name, what do you do? Do you work full-time, part-time? What would you do with an extra $400 a month? Would you like more information? So however you choose to do it, make sure you're doing your recruiting game and then your either door prize slip or your index card to get that information. And then closing the party. Cheryl's 3 rules. When they learn, they return. Always leave them wanting more and have fun. So if you're teaching them things, you're teaching them products, about the products, benefits, something that's going to help them at home. It might not even be about Tupperware. When they learn, they return. So make sure you're teaching them something. Always leave them wanting more. So you can give them a little teaser and say, next time we get together, we'll talk about that. That's Cheryl's famous thing. Next time we get together, we'll talk about that. And have fun. If your parties aren't fun, nobody's going to want to come, nobody's going to want to host, and you're not going to like it yourself. So make sure you're having fun and your guests are having fun. So the last thing you say is what they remember. So you start with dating and recruiting, and you end with recruiting. So the last thing you talk about is what sticks in their head. So thank them all for coming. The next party could be yours. I'd love to pamper you with gifts and maybe even show you how you can party for a living with me and have the time of your life. So always get them thinking, dating and recruiting. At your checkout table, close the deal with potential hosts and recruits. So I use my index cards. You could use your door prize slips. Talking about potential recruits. Make sure you ask everyone if they want to host a party or join your team. Have your purchase with purchases, and go over, spend time with them, but don't spend too much time with them. So you want to make sure everyone has your attention and gets the attention that they need. Total up the order and get the payments. After the party, deposit your checks, of course. Enter the party orders into My Sales, and then send a thank you note to anyone who dated a party and to your host. A handwritten thank you note goes a really long way, so send that out as soon as you can have them. You can have them written out ahead of time. You can sit down one day and write out 20. Thank you so much for dating a party, and then you just fill in the date and send out the note. So if you need help entering your order, there are videos on your My Sales site. You can call customer service. They're very helpful. Your recruiter, your director, your manager, whoever, help you get that first order in. If you call customer care, make sure you have your consultant ID and all your order information or whatever you need ready for you. The bottom line, it's your party, so there's no right or wrong way. You don't have to do it exactly like we tell you. You want to make it your own, and kind of take what we teach you and tweak it into your own, so you're having fun and figuring out what works for you. I use tickets. Some people do the auction bucks and points, but again, it's what works for you. So have fun, get new parties and new team members and happy hosts. So now it's time for homework. You're going to email Heidi at shazamenterprise@gmail.com with 5 takeaways from this training. You're going to make your party outline, so how you plan to do your parties. Make a list of 5 party themes that you are confident doing. And it could just be a recipe change. To be honest, I do the same party every time. I don't have my different themes, but there's tons of different themes and different recipes that you can have. And ask 3 or more people if they will help you test one of your themes before October 9th and send us your results. So you want to have your homework done in 48 hours. So get that to us, and we will look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. What's going on, Bob? Whoa, that's a big burp. That was a big burp.